Okay, how many more Klon clones do we actually need? Alright, so if you're a guitar player and you spend as much time online as I do, you will be no doubt aware of this. The Klon Centaur, the holy grail of overdrive pedals. But now, Behringer are the latest company to come out with a clone or copy of this iconic pedal. In fact, no, it's a blatant copy. So we need to have a chat about all the Klon clones. I just like saying Klon clone. Right, for those of you who don't know anything about the Klon Centaur is an overdrive pedal made by the American engineer Bill Finnegan between 1994 and 2008. Finnegan aimed to create a pedal that would recreate the harmonically rich distortion of a guitar amplifier at a high volume. Finnegan struggled to meet demand and used units sold for inflated prices. He made around 8,000 units before discontinuing the Klon in 2008. In 2014, Finnegan redesigned it as the Klon KTR, which is simpler to manufacture by contracted firms. Famous players who have used the Klon include Jeff Beck, Mark Tremonti and John Mayer, to name but a few. Murray, out of the Wiggles, has even got a silver Klon on his pedal board. You're welcome for that bit of knowledge. So thanks to many esteemed guitar players, including Murray out of the Wiggles, he's the red one by the way, the price of these overdrive pedals is, well, it's stupid. I mean, $10,000 plus for one pedal in some cases, for an overdrive pedal. Now, if you follow Josh Scott over at JHS, that pedal show, you will have seen the episode where he made a $50 Bad Monkey pedal sound exactly like a Klon Centaur. And what happened then was the price of Bad Monkey shot up. I still have mine. I love my Bad Monkey. I don't think Digitech were trying to rip off the Klon, by the way. I mean, if they were, they failed. The Bad Monkey's green. But then Josh Scott even brought out the Not a Klon, which is a Klon that you build yourself. God, there's so many Klons, clones, copies, replicas of this pedal around now. It is making me really wonder if it's worth it. But more recently, like I mentioned at the start of the video, Behringer have brought out their version of the Klon and, well, it looks like it, doesn't it? It looks like it's a tiny version. It's teeny tiny, but there's no mistaking what it's supposed to be. Apparently the circuitry, everything, just the same. It's essentially a Klon Centaur in a smaller package. And now you can own one too, and you don't have to sell a kidney or your firstborn. But the thing is, you've always had a Klon Centaur copy within reach, even if you didn't know it. I mean, the Electro-Harmonic Soul Food, basically a Klon. The Wampler Tumnus Deluxe, it's a Klon. The Mosky Golden Horse, it's 30 quid, it's a Klon. The J-Rocket Archer, it's a Klon. The Wade Huge Conspiracy Theory, yep, you guessed it, it's a Klon. The Warm Audio Centavo Professional Overdrive, bit of a mouthful, but guess what? It's a Klon. Look, the only way you're going to be able to afford a real Klon Centaur is if you're a professional, working, well-paid musician, or a doctor, or a dentist, or you win the lotto. I mean, let's face it. You go and buy one of these now, how much use are you really going to get out of it? I mean, how many times are you going to play Dancing in the Rain before you get bored of it? Now, I've actually been lucky enough to play a real-life Klon Centaur. Many years ago, before they got super pricey. A buddy of mine had one, and when I say I was lucky enough to play it, I didn't mean that it didn't blow me. I mean that it didn't blow me away or anything, so I never felt like I was missing out by not having one. But when I started making this video and doing a bit of research, I was actually surprised at the amount of these clones or copies of the Klon that I have owned over the years. I mean, I still use my Bad Monkey at least once a week when I'm doing recordings. The theme tune for my channel, that's a Bad Monkey. Straight into the interface. So what does the Klon do and why is it considered to be so special? Get ready to nerd out. Bill Finnegan claimed that the hard clipping 1N348 germanium diodes are the signature of the Centaur's sound. However, testing by ear as well as waveform analysis has since showed that if anything, the effect of these diodes is marginal. There's quite a bit of gain on tap, and that combined with the hard clipping diodes means the Centaur can hit distortion territory if required. At the maximum settings on the gain control, it's almost a square wave distortion caused by clipping inside the op-amp. Most players, however, value its touch sensitivity and run it at much lower gain settings. Key to the circuit are two filter networks that amount to a clean blend. The first is controlled by the dual gain control. As gain is increased, a filtered clean signal that runs in parallel reduced in amplitude and vice versa. This is another reason why players running it at lower gain settings find it to be the cleanest boost or drive that they've played. The second network is more simple, adding a bit of the thickness back into the tone. This applies a low pass filter to the clean tone, which is then blended back into the distortion sound. Each of these waveforms, the two filtered and the distorted, are radically different to one another. It's their sum that makes the Centaur so interesting. All of this detail serves to point out that most of the magic happens in the filter networks and the gain stage itself. Though the original tone control is interesting, an active high pass shelf above 400Hz modifying the EQ stage doesn't affect the essential character of the circuit as much as you might expect. So look, basically the connoisseurs like the pedal, and some of the dudes that have used the pedal in the past are considered guitar legends, and a lot of people want to sound like their heroes. And those who can't afford a genuine Klon have to choose the next best thing in their price range, and that's why there's so many of these clones around, and that's why they're still being made, and they will still continue to be made. Now, I've ordered a Behringer, I'm still waiting for it, I don't know when I'm going to get it, and if it sounds as good as the Klon, I'll be happy. I think I paid 55 quid plus postage for it. And one of the advantages, like I said, of this pedal over a real life clone, it's tiny. It won't take as much room up on my pedal board. Anyway, I'd love to hear from you all your thoughts on the Klon. Is it just overpriced hype for blues lawyers, or is it truly the magic source for tone? Do you own one, or do you have a clone, and what do you think of it? Jump in the comments and let me know. Anyway, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, do all that YouTube stuff. You can now become a channel member. I've got some merch and t-shirts for sale, go and check them out. And don't forget, I stream every Wednesday, 9 PM UK time. So, get on it. Come and join the stream. Say hi. Thanks again. Take it easy. Peace out.